Hi guys, so what I'm going to be showing you is how to use the color pop technique. So the color pop technique is when there's a black and white photo with a section of color that's used to stand out. I'll be showing you guys how to use this using Adobe Photoshop Elements 8.0. First, what you have to do is open the picture that you want to use. So you just open the folder containing the picture and drag it onto your Photoshop screen. So next what you want to do is go up to the top of the screen to the Windows menu, and then when you click that you want to make sure that both the layers and adjustment selections are both checked. Then what you have to do is right click on the layer and click Duplicate Layer. After duplicating the layer, make sure that the new layer is highlighted and not the original photo. After this, you go down to the Adjustments button, the little black and white circle at the bottom of the layer's screen, and click Hue and Saturation. Then what you have to do is go down to the saturation control, drag it down from 0 to -100, and then you have the desired black and white photo effect. Once this is done, you go to the paintbrush tool and choose any of the top row of paintbrush selections. Once you do that, you go and make sure that the black color is selected on top rather than the white. After you've done all of this, you can finally start with the color pop technique. All you have to do is shade over the places that you want to stand out in color using your paintbrush. So as you can see, that's pretty simple, and it's a lot less step than some of the other programs that you'd have to use, or even some of the other ways using Photoshop Elements. All you have to do is drag over the color that you want to stand out, and it should show through. After filling in the bases of the color, you can go down to the bottom left corner and change the percentage to zoom in. Once you do this, you can also change the brush size at the top, making it bigger by sliding it to the right or smaller by sliding it to the left, and go back in and fix any of the small places around the edges that you missed. This makes it easier to make sure that you aren't going over the edges of the area that you want colored, and only getting the place that you want to stand out in color. You can then zoom back out to 100% to see the photo as a whole. So once you have your finished product, all you have to do is go to File, Save As, click OK, and then once the box shows up, you click Save as a JPEG file after naming it. Currently it's saved as a project, but you don't want this. To save it as a complete image, you go down and select JPEG. So once you've selected the location that you want your picture to be saved in, you just click Save, and you click OK to those options. You don't really have to change them much for your photo. So another thing that a lot of people like to do using this technique is to create a progression from a black and white photo to a colored photo using a series of photos that have a different number of segments of color popped used. So I'm going to show you how to do this using that website that I just showed you called PSE. So basically what you have to do is go back and use the color pop technique on a different segment of the photo. So you can go and adjust your brush size again to get it right. And then in this case I went back and colored the helmet in blue to take part in the progression from the photo being just black and white with one segment of color to putting it completely in color. Once you're finished with that, what you do is go back and save this photo as another JPEG that's separate from the original that just had one segment colored in using the color pop technique. You could call this something like color pop 2 to distinguish that it's the second phase in the progression from black and white with one color pop to black and white with two segments of color. So once you have your desired number of photos completed, in this case I only did 2, you can go to PSE, and in these slots here you insert your photos in order from black and white progressively into color. So if you have more than 3 photos, you can just click Add More Photo to get the desired amount. And then you can delete them also if you realize that you put too many. Once you have selected all of your desired photos, you have to go and select the appropriate speed. The faster speed usually goes smoother and makes it look like a more easy transition. Once you finish this, all you have to do is click Create GIF. Once you have created your animated GIF, you can save it onto your laptop or delete the file so that it's no longer out on the internet, and then you can try again. This is a more full example that I created to show a black and white photo turning completely in stages from being black and white into completely in color. So the complete color photo is the one that I originally started with, as you can see from the beginning of the tutorial. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and that it has helped you learn how to effectively use the ColourPop technique.